Welcome to the video for surface area of prisms and cylinders. Surface area and volume of prisms and cylinders. We're going to just mainly talk about surface area today, and we'll talk about volume a little bit later this week. So first of all, a prism is a three-dimensional shape with two parallel bases connected by rectangular sides. Prisms are named by their bases, and the height is the distance between the bases. Let's name each prism. So we have rectangles on the sides, but on the bases we have two congruent parallel bases, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided. So this is a hexagonal prism. This one has a rectangular base, and so we're going to call it a rectangular prism. If this is my base here, these are my congruent bases, then this distance right here is my height. And again, this is the distance. This is our height. Here we have our triangles. So we have a triangular prism. And note that the height is the distance between our two triangles. So our height does not go up and down. Here I have two congruent parallel hexagons. And so this is a hexagonal prism. And the height is the distance between the two bases. A cylinder is similar to a prism, only that the bases are circular. If the side is flattened out, it becomes a rectangle, and this is what the net looks like. There are two types of area when working with three-dimensional figures: the lateral surface area and the total surface area. The lateral surface area is the total area of all of the sides, not including the area of the bases. The total surface area is the total area of all the sides and the area of the two bases. If a problem doesn't specify which type of surface area is being used, then it is universally assumed to use the total surface area. The following formulas can be used to find the lateral surface area, the total surface area, and the volume of prisms and cylinders. So if you'll notice, the perimeter, it's the lateral surface area equals the perimeter times the height. First, on a cylinder, it's the circumference times the height. The total surface area is the lateral surface area plus 2 times the base area. And the volume is the base area times the height. Okay, so P stands for the perimeter of one base, H stands for the height between the bases, R stands for radius, and B stands for area of one base. So these are the formulas that we want to use. Let's do some examples. All right, our first example is find the lateral and total surface area and volume of each figure below. We're only going to find the lateral and total surface area today. Okay, so our lateral area, according to our formula, is the perimeter times the height. So we can see here that we have our perimeter is 8 on each side times the number of sides. So our perimeter is going to be 5 times 8, and then our height is labeled right here, and it's also 8 inches. So when we multiply that stuff together, we get 320 inches squared. Remember, area is always squared units. All right, our total area is equal to the lateral area plus 2 base areas. So we have our lateral area is already 320, plus we're going to do 2 times the base area. And this is a regular polygon. And our formula for the regular polygon, when we go and look at our formula chart, the area is equal to 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So we have here 1/2 times, our apothem is labeled right here, and it's 5.5 inches. And then we're going to multiply that by the perimeter, which is 5 times 8. So when I multiply this together, this 2 and this half are going to cancel each other out. So we have 5.5 times 40, which is 220. And so when we add 320 and 220 together, we get 540 inches squared for the total area. For our next example, we have a triangular, in fact, we have a right triangle as our base. And so these rectangles are going to be our lateral area, the rectangles that are going around it. So this plus this, and then the back side too. Okay, so our lateral area is the perimeter of the base times the height. So our perimeter, if we look at each side, we see that one side is 3, one side is 4, and this side is 5 here, which is also this side. So we have 3 plus 4 plus 5. And then our height is the distance between our 2 triangles. And it shows that height right here, times 3. And these are in feet. So when we multiply this together, we get 36 feet squared. For the total area, again, we're going to have the surface area plus 2 times the base area. So our base is a triangle. And the formula is 1/2 the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. And we can see that we have perpendicular sides, so we know our base and height are going to be the 3 and the 4. So we have 1/2 3 times 4, which is 6. So we have our 36 feet squared plus 2 times our 6 feet squared. And that comes out to 48 feet squared. Okay, now we're going to do a cylinder. So we have our lateral area, and that's equal to our perimeter or circumference times the height. So the circumference is 2 pi r, and then we'll multiply that by our height. So we have 2 pi times our radius, which is half of our diameter. So we have 2 pi times 11 times our height, 10, which is right here, the distance between our 2 parallel bases. Okay, so we will multiply this together, and I get 220 pi square feet, which is approximately 691.15 feet squared. Then we're going to do our total area. The total area is our lateral area plus 2 times our base area. So we have our lateral area, which is 220 pi, plus 2 times our pi r squared. Okay, so we'll substitute our radius, the r, for 11. So 220 pi plus 2 pi 11 squared. We have 220 pi plus 121 times 2 is 242 pi, which equals 462 pi feet squared. And that is approximately 1,451.416 square feet. Okay, let's do another cylinder. So again, we have our diameter is 13, and so our radius would be half of 13, and so the radius is 6.5. Okay, so our lateral area is 2 pi r, the perimeter, circumference of the circle, times the height. So 2 times pi times 6.5 times 21 is our height. And that's 273 pi centimeters squared. Okay, our total area is going to be the lateral area plus 2 times our surface of the bases area. Okay, so we have 273 pi plus 2 times pi and 6.5 squared. So that's 273 pi plus 2 times 42.25 pi. So that's 84.5 pi. That totals out to 357.5 pi centimeters squared, and that's approximately 1,123.119 centimeters squared.